Hi, I'm Mike Marinick, and welcome to another video in my educational series about psoriasis. In this video, I will be discussing the different types of psoriasis. I'll tell you about the different symptoms associated with each form of the disease, and you'll also learn how common or rare they are. So by the end of this video, you should be able to identify which type of psoriasis you have, and you'll have a much better understanding about what you might experience while living with your type of psoriasis. The first type of psoriasis we're going to discuss today is called plaque psoriasis. This is the most common and recognized form of psoriasis that there is. Plaque psoriasis causes the dry and raised red skin that most people identify with the disease. These red lesions, or plaques as they're called, are often covered with silvery scales, and sometimes they appear, or most often they appear, circular to oval in shape. Plaque psoriasis can occur anywhere on the body, and they can itch or even be painful in some severe cases. Plaque psoriasis can even be found on the genitals and even on the soft tissue inside your mouth. Since plaque psoriasis is commonly found on the elbows and knees, the area around the joints may crack and bleed due to the severe dryness. The next type of psoriasis I'd like to discuss is called guttate psoriasis. Guttate psoriasis is the second most common form of psoriasis that there is. The lesions that are actually associated with guttate psoriasis are normally small and are either round or teardrop in shape. Guttate psoriasis is usually found in younger individuals, and it's often brought on by a bacterial infection, such as strep throat. The sores that are associated with this type of psoriasis are not quite as thick as with plaque psoriasis, and they're also not as scaly. Guttate psoriasis actually may go away on its own as soon as the infection is gone. Typically, guttate psoriasis occurs on the trunk of the body, but it can also be on the arms or the legs. However, it may also cover a larger portion of the body as well. What's interesting to note about this form of psoriasis is that it's probably the only form that could go away simply on its own after the bacterial infection has disappeared. The third type of psoriasis that we're going to discuss is called inverse psoriasis. This form of psoriasis mainly occurs in areas where the skin overlaps. And the common areas where you'll find this is the armpits, under the breasts, in the groin area, and even around the genitals. Friction and sweat can often make this form of psoriasis even worse. Inverse psoriasis usually appears as smooth red patches, and they may be inflamed or even irritated. This type of psoriasis is actually more common in overweight individuals, and the overgrowth of yeast may actually trigger the skin lesions of this type of psoriasis. And I think it's important to note here that the main difference between inverse psoriasis and plaque psoriasis is that plaque psoriasis tends to have raised lesions, whereas inverse psoriasis, and as in the name inverse, tends to be more. Another form of psoriasis is called pustular psoriasis. And this form of psoriasis is really one of the most uncommon forms that there is and makes up only a small percentage of all the reported cases that are out there. Pustular psoriasis actually comes on very quickly, and pus-filled blisters can appear pretty much within hours, and the skin will be red and irritated. These blisters often come in cycles. They'll dry and disappear after a day or so, and then they can reappear in just a few days. This is one form of psoriasis in which additional side effects such as fever and fatigue, even chills and itching can occur. Pustular psoriasis can appear in small areas on the hands and feet, or it can be widespread over large areas of the body. The last type of psoriasis that I'd like to discuss with you today is called erythrodermic psoriasis. Erythrodermic psoriasis is probably the rarest form of psoriasis that's out there, and it can be quite serious. In most cases, it's going to cover the entire body with a red rash that will peel and itch and even burn. The increased blood flow to the psoriasis areas can even put a strain on your heart. It's believed that erythrodermic psoriasis can be brought on by severe sunburn, or even certain types of medications can bring it on. Sometimes other forms of psoriasis can even turn into erythrodermic psoriasis if you don't keep them under control. So just to review, there are 5 different types of psoriasis: plaque psoriasis, guttate, inverse, pustular, and erythrodermic. Identifying which type you have is the first step in determining your treatment options. And this is very important because in my next video, I'll be discussing the various treatment options that are available today. It's going to be very informative, and I think you'll find it quite helpful in determining what option is right for you. Thank you for watching. I'm Mike Marinick, and I'll see you in the next video.